Hi guys, so we've got some news to tell you. Well, basically, it came as a bit of a shock on when I made this video. It is now Tuesday, and so it'd be Saturday. Well, yeah, I did it Saturday, but on Friday night, I was moaning all day to Ash, saying how comfortable this bra was that I was wearing, and it was making me really sore and uncomfortable. And I says, "Oh, I'm going to have to get some new bras. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of feeling like this. It's doing me head in." Because he was laughing at me because I was walking around like holding my chest because it was hurting me. It was really hurting, and it was just before I was about getting to the shower, and he goes to me, "Yeah, I bet you're pregnant." And I was like, "No, I'm like due on my period in like 2 days." So, and then I thought to myself, actually, do you know what? It probably is that. I thought, do you know what? It's probably just my period. Sometimes I do get so sensitive breasts, and like sometimes I get headaches, and everything that people could say, "Oh no, you're pregnant," and don't. I usually get the same symptoms for my period. So passed it off as nothing and carried on. And then the next morning I came downstairs, and what was it? It was a conversation that I had with my friend, and she'd done a test but it was negative. And then I remembered what Ash had said, and I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll just do one and I'll say, "Luke, I'm not pregnant, there you go, I'm going to come on my period tomorrow." And I did it. Couldn't see any line. I only waited about 10 seconds maybe. Put it on the side. I think I got a drink. And I just went, I thought, oh, I'll just check it. I'll just double check, make sure. So it was about 2 minutes it had been left by. At that point, maybe not that long. And oh my God, there was like a faint pink line on it. And I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. I was like, seriously, this can't be real. This is a joke. I'm coming on my period tomorrow. This is not real. And I just kept pacing up and down the house, and I was like, no. This hasn't happened. This hasn't happened. And then I kept looking at it, and I posted it on like a mum's group thing on Facebook, and everybody was telling me it was positive. It was positive because it was a pink line. They said if it was an evaporation line, it would not be pink. And because I'd looked at it in less than 5 minutes from doing it, there's no way it would have had time to become an evaporation line because it hadn't been left long enough. So then I decided, how am I going to tell Ash? Thought, I can't just throw the test at him and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm pregnant." So I wrote him a nice little note, and said about him becoming a daddy on. I waited at my due date to be the 23rd of November, and I passed it him in this envelope, and he read the envelope, and he didn't. He was dead confused, like, what's this supposed to mean? He really did not understand it at all, and I thought he'd click straight in, but he didn't. And then I said, "Something else in that envelope," and he got the test out. He looked at it, and he says, "Are you pregnant?" And I thought, no. Do you know what? No. I'm just doing it for, shits and gigs. But yeah, he seemed pretty shocked as well, but happy. So I couldn't really get it into my head. So I decided later that afternoon, I thought, I'm going to have to do another one. I've got to. Went downtown, bought some of it, because it was one of them plastic tests that I did, like with the pink lid thing that you pop on. It was only cheap on like 99p for two. And so I decided to get one of the, the cheap strip ones, the blue ones. And I thought I'd try one of them instead, just because I thought maybe it's faulty, maybe it's this, that or the other. And so I came back from going downtown buying these tests, and I think it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon I did one, and I waited about 20 seconds, nothing there, waited up to about nearly a minute. I couldn't really see anything there. It looked like there was very faint line, but not really, I wouldn't really count it. So I thought, well, I'll leave it another minute, because I like to give it about 2 minutes now since the first one. I think, it's got to be given at least 2 minutes to work properly. Some tests you leave them up to 5, but I'd say 2 to 3 is about average. Anyway, I left it and I looked, and there was another faint line. It was fainter, slightly fainter than it was on the other test, but it was there. And obviously, bear in mind, this was an afternoon test I'd done. I'd not done it with my first wee of the morning, and they say that that is the best time to do it in the morning when it's strong. So I was like, I think I am pregnant. I've got to be. And this was on Saturday. I did another one on Sunday, another one of the plastic ones, and it actually came up fainter than the one the day before. So then I got quite worried, because I thought to myself, is it just a chemical pregnancy? Which chemical, by the way, is when basically it sort of is like a miscarriage, but it isn't. It's where it's not really a baby, it's just still like an egg, cystoblast or whatever it's called, and basically it's only implanted about 2 or 3 days prior, and then it just comes away and you have like a slightly heavier period. And that's what I expected was going to happen, because this other test was fainter. So I went downtown and I bought some more strip tests, but these ones said early detection, and I thought, I need to know, it was bugging me. So I did one of them in the afternoon. These ones were green and not blue. And anyway, I did it. What time was it? It was about 5, 6-ish. So it was quite late on. So again, my HCG levels were going to be lower than in the morning. And I took it, and within about 40 seconds, a line started appearing. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm still pregnant. And it was quite considerably stronger than the blue one. But then I thought to myself, maybe it's because it's an early detection. It picks up a lower amount of hormones. So maybe that's why it was showing up stronger. But I thought, I'll book in for the doctors anyway. So on the Monday morning, I rang up. My GP opens at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I literally kept pressing redial constantly, every 10 or so. No, I don't even think it was 10 seconds. I think it was like every 3 or 4 seconds I was pressing it, and it took 226 times trying to call them in 40 minutes till I got through. And guess what? No GP appointments available for that day. And I said, well, I really need to see somebody today, because I have just found out that I am pregnant. And one thing I didn't tell you guys is basically when I'm pregnant, I get like a blood clotting disorder where clots form in the placenta, and if it's not treated early, as soon as I find out, I've got like an 80% chance of miscarriage. So basically that's the reason why I needed to see a doctor as soon as possible, because any possibility that I could be pregnant, I needed to see a doctor immediately. So I went to the doctors. I got an appointment for 10 o'clock in the morning. I held my pee for all that time, because I thought if I hold it, then it's likely to come up. And she did a test. Because I got an appointment with a nurse, because all the doctor's appointments were gone, so I had to see the nurse. And she did the urine test, and I was watching it, and she waited about 30 seconds, and because a solid line did not come up straight away within 30 seconds, it was negative apparently. I saw the line come up after, and there was definitely a line there, and it was definitely darker than the tests I'd done the day before. But she said because it hadn't come up within the first 30 seconds and it took about 40 to 50 seconds to come up, it was negative and I was not pregnant. Now this really annoyed me because I thought, you cannot tell me that I'm not pregnant. I mean, as a medical professional, if that was me, I'd say, well, we do like it if it comes up straight away. You could be pregnant, but maybe come back in a few days. That's what I would have said, not you're not pregnant. And I said about the aspirin because I said I need to get on this medication straight away. And she was refusing, wouldn't let me have anything until they confirmed pregnancy. So basically I had to end up getting a second opinion. I got put on aspirin somewhere else later that evening, and the nurse that I saw earlier, she actually sent off my urine sample to the lab. Now apparently there's a difference, unless you ask them specifically for a quantitative test, they will just check to see if your HCG is over 250, and if it's not, they'll just say it's negative. Which really, round about the point I was, which was 13 days past ovulation, mine wouldn't be even 100 yet. So I didn't know that I had to ask for that, so she rang me up this morning and told me that it came back negative and that I'm definitely 100% not pregnant. And I was like, but I've been doing tests. I did another one when I got back. I've done another one this morning. It is still positive. How can I not be pregnant? Well, if you still feel that you could be pregnant in a month, come back. And I said, you do realise, because she didn't know I'd been put on medication by someone else, obviously. And so I told her that, well, by that point it's too late. I lost the baby by then. I says, and it's dangerous to me. I says, I develop a clotting disorder when, pregnant. And no, she just point blank, I'm not pregnant, that is it. I have to believe what I said. And I will point out now, and I'll show you a couple of the last tests I did as well. I have done up to this point, because when I made this video it was Tuesday, I can't think of the date now. Tuesday anyway. Yeah. And up to this point I'd done 9 tests, 3 different brands, and there's no way that 9 tests and 3 different brands can all be faulty or wrong. There's just no way on earth. So I'll show you them now. I wasn't really going to put a video up yet because I was hoping to wait till I was a little bit further along, but I thought I may as well do because of the problems I'm having, and it'd be nice to know other people's opinions and if anybody else has been through like a similar thing and what they did about it, and etc, etc. Oh, another thing, apparently I will be due on the 23rd of November according to an app I did, but really I think it's more going to be towards the 20th because I don't have a normal 28-day cycle. My cycle is 25 days, and I think, as far as I know, I ovulated on day 12, not day 14, which is the norm. So that might slightly affect my due date, but obviously going off my last menstrual period, it's put it as the 23rd of November because my last period was the 17th of February. So yeah, I'll just show you them now. So I don't know if you can see, let me try to get it to, apparently a ring is good. Can you see that? I mean, this one is yesterday's test. As you can see, I put 14 days past ovulation. And then this test is this morning, which I'd say is stronger. And apparently, after doing lots of these tests, different brands. Apparently that's negative. To me, I wouldn't really say that's negative, but I'd like other people's opinions on it. So I'll update you tomorrow.